At this stage of the redevelopment, Spotify Camp Nou is no longer defined only by construction progress. What we are seeing now is a transition phase, where structural work, architectural identity, and early functionality are all developing in parallel. This is a relatively rare moment in large-scale stadium projects. Instead of a full closure followed by a grand reopening, Camp Nou is being reintroduced gradually through a phased construction strategy. And that makes the current progress particularly important to understand. One of the clearest visible changes can be observed in the north goal area. Here, facade installation is becoming increasingly prominent, especially with the addition of vertical slats. As more of these components are installed, the visual transformation becomes more evident, marking the shift from raw structure to architectural definition. At the same time, significant work is progressing inside the stadium, particularly in the intermediate levels between the first and second tiers. These zones will host key hospitality concepts, including the pitch club and the main hub. From a design perspective, these areas represent a broader shift in stadium architecture. Modern venues are no longer built solely for match viewing. They are designed as multifunctional environments where comfort, visibility, and extended stay are central to the fan experience. This reflects a global trend in stadium development, where revenue generation and user experience are closely integrated. Along the lateral stands, additional internal spaces are being developed, including service and hospitality areas such as the mini hub. While these sections may not be visually dominant, they play a critical role in operational efficiency. Improved circulation, better access control, and optimized crowd flow are essential for a stadium of this scale. In parallel, the south goal is being prepared for a completely different purpose. This is where the new supporters section, known as Goal 1957, will be located. From a planning standpoint, this is a deliberate architectural decision. Rather than distributing active supporters across the stadium, the design concentrates them into a single, unified section. The objective is to create a consistent and controlled atmosphere, enhancing acoustic impact and match-day intensity. This reflects a modern understanding that atmosphere is not accidental, but something that can be strategically designed. All of these developments are taking place within a controlled reopening framework. The stadium is not being activated all at once. Instead, each completed section must go through inspection, certification, and operational validation before being opened to the public. This phased approach allows capacity to increase progressively, while construction continues in other areas. From a project management perspective, this reduces risk and maintains functionality during the final stages of development. As a result, Spotify Camp Nou currently operates in two distinct conditions. It remains an active construction site, with ongoing structural and architectural work. At the same time, it is gradually returning to operational use, hosting matches and reintroducing spectators. This overlap between construction and functionality is what defines the current phase. It provides a real-time view of how a stadium of this scale transitions from concept to completion. While major elements are still under development, the overall direction of the project is already clear. Externally, the stadium is acquiring a new architectural identity. Internally, it is being reorganized to support modern standards of comfort, accessibility, and commercial activity. Significant work remains, and full completion will require additional time. However, the current progress is no longer just structural. It is functional, strategic, and indicative of the final result. What we are witnessing is not simply construction. It is the controlled transformation of one of football's most iconic stadiums into a modern, multi-purpose venue. And importantly, it is happening step by step, in real time.